Somebody says, if I was Central C, I would cheat on my girlfriend for Ice Spice too. I guess. Let me see how Ice Spice is looking. All right, I guess. Okay, next topic. Okay. I kind of want to get into Eminem album, but there's so much like disses in there, ain't it? There's so many disses in there. Okay, let's real quickly look at All right, so I got to give you a little bit of like understanding of what this is. So, Alec Baldwin's trial. So Alec Baldwin he's an actor. Essentially, he was doing this movie, I think, for Rust, and essentially they gave him a gun that he was supposed to shoot on the movie set. The gun is actually loaded with real bullets. He fires the gun, it kills someone. Now the police looked into it, and I personally believe that because of a lot of, outrage that people like, yo, someone died and we're in this woke type of era, somehow a grand jury fucking indicted him, which is indicted him of involuntary manslaughter, which means he might have not wanted to kill someone, but he did kill someone. And, manslaughter is different than just murder. Murder means like you had some intent. Manslaughter means the negligence of your actions resulted in someone dying, right? Anyway, his case just got dismissed, right? And basically what happened is, and let me just throw it to Law and Crimes. I feel like they're almost in their partner.
Extreme sanction.
This was the final moments before it got dismissed, and let's try to make some sense out of it. I'm not going to stay too long on this, but
case law is very clear that because it's very extreme.
By the way, anytime they start mentioning case law, they're basically going off of precedents and prior historical cases that have said, hey, this is how the law is interpreted, right? So remember again what I was saying with the Boosie case, we were kind of interested in. Hey, if you could show a judge a similar case that had a ruling that matches your case in terms of similarity, the judge will almost give the same ruling, right? Here we go, though.
I have to go through every single element, and I have to make a very good record as to why I'm seeing what I'm seeing. So, in order to establish a Brady violation, the defendant must show that the prosecution suppressed evidence.
Okay, now I think we've been I feel like y'all are ghetto lawyers with me. We kind of know some of these phrases at this point. We hear this a lot in the Atlanta YSL case. Now, what Brady material or Brady violation is, so Brady is a case that basically, I think it got overturned because the prosecutor had information that they didn't turn over to the defense that could have helped the defense. So basically, if you get charged with, you get charged with a murder, right? And then, this is an extreme example. You get charged with a murder because, an eyewitness said, yo, around the time of the death, I saw a guy jogging, looked like they may have been running from the house. Say you jog 6 a.m. that day every day. The police pick you up 6 a.m. because you verified that you were jogging the day before, around the time of the murder. They say you had to be the person that do it, right? Cool. The police is thinking, well, you're the most likely suspect who killed this person who died around 6, and a witness said they saw someone jogging from the direction of the house around 6, so they got you. Say now they charge you, whatever, it's about to go to trial, at the last minute or somewhere during, they get surveillance video of a camera that's weird but pointed to the house, and say around 6 a.m. it's a guy with a hoodie that crawled out of the, I don't know, or like walked out the house and didn't jog, but hopped in a car and left. When you got arrested that day, you didn't have a hoodie and you didn't hop in a car in that direction. It's clearly not you. I think it's called exculpatory. It's evidence that will make that would prove that you're not the guy who killed that person, right? Now, if the prosecutor gets this, they're supposed to, by law, turn it over to the defense. Anything that could help or hurt a defendant must be turned over. Now, some of these prosecutors, they want to win a case because they're trying to advance their career. They're not trying to take else. They might be like, oh, let's just act like we didn't get it just to get the conviction. Now, people who are rich, right? And again, I keep saying law comes down to money a lot of times. Alec Baldwin has private investigators. Let's say if it was Alec Baldwin, that person, he's going to have a private investigator who's going to go canvass house by house, probably offer money. Yo, do y'all know if y'all have any cameras that might have information, blah, blah, blah? And somebody might say, and be like, yo, we'll give you 10 grand for it. Be like, oh, actually, yeah, we do have that footage. We actually also gave it to the prosecutor, but we'll also give it to you. Now you have what would be Brady material, which is, yo, we have some info that the prosecutor supposedly got that it never gave to us that could have proved that really our client's innocent, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's a ghetto explanation. I'm not a lawyer. You're not a lawyer either, but we're trying to understand law in layman's terms. Okay, it's much more complicated. So I know there's a couple lawyers who watch me. Please don't judge when I try to explain it in layman's terms. I'm just trying to get common understanding. Anyway, so that's what that Brady shit means, right? Prosecutor got some shit that could probably help you, or they're not turning over everything they have to you.
The evidence was favorable to the accused, and the evidence was material to the defense. So let's go through the elements. Suppression of evidence. The definition of suppression of elements, this is Case versus Hatch, is while the first element requires proof that the prosecution suppressed or withheld the evidence in question, it does not require a finding of bad faith or any other culpable state of mind on the part of the prosecutor. This prong is satisfied. The Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office and the prosecution failed to disclose the supplemental report to defense and provide defense an opportunity to inspect the rounds collected into evidence that Mr. Teskey gave.
Okay, so that's, I guess, is the that's the Brady material right there, evidence.
Disclose the supplemental report to defense and provide defense an opportunity to inspect the rounds collected into evidence.
Okay, so the rounds collected in evidence. So remember, it's an actor who all he knows is how to act. He's been on, when you're on these sets and say it's like Rush Hour 3 or whatever, you're shooting, sometimes it's a real gun, but it has non-lethal blank rounds. There's a team that's supposedly handling the gun. There's supposed to be a chain of custody. The rounds or the bullets that go in there are supposed to be non-real bullets. A big part of this case, this actually looks like it's a real fuck up. I don't know if Baldwin's maybe he's gonna sue or whatever, but that's crazy. Biggest part of the evidence that he would have been culpable for involuntary manslaughter is that maybe he knew that gun at some point had real bullets in it and he still fired it. Right? Whether he knew at the time, we don't know, but he knew at one time or another. However, the rounds collected from that gun, they're saying the prosecutor wouldn't give them the evidence about the rounds that they could make their own investigation or assertions to that matter.
That Mr. Teskey gave. Is the evidence favorable to the accused? The second Brady element is whether the suppressed evidence was favorable to the accused, either as impeachment or exculpatory evidence. This prong is satisfied. The suppressed evidence is favorable to the accused. It is impeachment evidence. has even been offered in this trial as impeachment evidence and is potentially exculpatory to the defense. Critically, the exculpatory value cannot be analyzed at such a late juncture because of the nondisclosure. Is the evidence material? While post-trial discovery of evidence under Brady requires a reasonable probability that the result of the proceeding would have been different, discovery of evidence during trial requires an evaluation of whether the late tender has impeded the effective use of evidence in such a way that it impacts the fundamental fairness of the proceedings, and that is State v. Huerta Castro. This evidence is material. The late discovery of this evidence during trial has impeded the effective use of evidence in such a way that it has impacted the fundamental fairness of the proceedings. The defense is not in a position to test the state's theory as to the source of the live rounds that killed Ms. Hutchins.
Okay, and I think he's understanding. You can see his facial expression change. Basically, the judge is saying, I agree that this has put the defense at a significant advantage, that since they weren't allowed to inspect, to analyze, to go over, use their own independent auditors or investigators to look at these live rounds, it's put them in a very disadvantaged position, which means this ain't a fair trial. Basically, that's what they're saying. This ain't fair. So he's understanding a little bit. You could tell because, you can see his facial expression change.
I'm also going to take a look at Harper, State versus Harper.
By the way, every time they do State versus something, they're talking about an old case. They're going off case law.
The assessment of sanctions depends upon the extent of the government's culpability, weighed against the amount of prejudice to the state, quoting Chenard. Let's go through culpability. Our case law generally provides that the refusal to comply with a district court's discovery order only rises to the level of exclusion or dismissal where the state's conduct is especially culpable, such as where evidence is unilaterally withheld by the state in bad faith, or all access to the evidence is precluded by state intransience. The state is highly culpable for its failure to provide this discovery to the defendant. The state unilaterally withheld a supplemental report. Santa Fe County Sheriff's Officer made the decision, and apparently also with the prosecutor, as pursuant to Hancock's testimony, that the evidence was of no evidentiary value and failed to connect the evidence to the instant case. The case agent, as well as pursuant to Hancock's testimony, Ms. Morrissey, was aware of the new evidence and yet did not make an effort to disclose it to defense. The state's willful withholding of this information was intentional and deliberate. If this conduct does not rise to the level of bad faith, it certainly comes so near to bad faith as to show signs of scorching. Prejudice. When discovery has been produced late, prejudice...
Okay. So she's explaining that they fucked up, and then she's going to make a ruling.
Necessity. Further, the sanction of dismissal is warranted in this case for trial.
So she says, I'm dismissing this case here.
And this disclosure during the course of trial is so late that it undermines the defendant's preparation for trial. There is no way for the court to right this wrong. Lesser sanctions under Harper. Trial courts possess broad discretionary authority to decide what sanction to impose when a discovery order is violated.
Okay, so they're basically saying y'all didn't give this nigga the evidence beforehand, and she's going to impose a sanction with her sanction is dismissal. You're going to see him start crying.
Versus Lemire. The sanction of dismissal is the only warranted remedy. The jury has been sworn, jeopardy has attached, and a mistrial would not be based upon manifest necessity. Further, the sanction of dismissal is warranted in this case. The state has repeatedly made representations to defense and to the court that they were compliant with all their discovery obligations. Despite their repeated representations, they have continued to fail to disclose critical evidence to the defendant. Brady and Harper are satisfied. Dismissal with prejudice is warranted. Court also has power, inherent power.
Now,
per State versus Lemire, where discovery violations inject needless delay into the proceedings, courts may impose meaningful sanctions to effectuate their inherent power and promote efficient judicial administration.
Now, here's the thing. I'm not sure exactly what the evidence, I don't know if the evidence is lost or whatever, but the judge says something that's important. The judge says they're going to dismiss it with prejudice, which means, technically sometimes they could refile, even though it would be wasting taxpayers' money. But when they dismiss it with prejudice, you can't come back with it. Like, it's over. It's a wrap. You can't charge a nigga again with it. It's over. You know what I mean? And so she's dismissing with prejudice, which means like he's scot-free.
Delay into the proceedings, courts may impose meaningful sanctions to effectuate their inherent power and promote efficient judicial administration. The state's discovery violation has injected a needless, incurable delay into the instant jury trial. Dismissal with prejudice is warranted to ensure the integrity of the judicial system and the efficient administration of justice. Your motion to dismiss with prejudice is granted.
Damn. There you go.
Now, with respect to the jury, I don't imagine you all want to return on Monday. I will take care of the jury.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We are in recess.
Basically, what you call here is a goddamn spanking of the defense attorneys to a unprepared, ill-willed prosecutors, I'm guessing state prosecutors, who try to go on, and that's what I'm saying about being a celebrity. So I said that with the Boosie thing. You better save some money for taxes and save some money for lawyers, because whether it's people trying to get money out of you or overzealous district attorney thinking, hey, well, if I'm the guy who brings him to justice, I'm going to get a lot of tabloids. That's going to make me run from being an assistant district attorney to being a district attorney, the DA still got to approve that. Or from a DA, they could feel like, all right, well, now this could put me into politics. It's all a play, especially when it's a high-profile case, right? So, like, again, I always say, like, celebrities do have certain type of privilege. Number one, money. Number two, for example, some people won't get bail. As a celebrity, you could make up some shit like young boy, I'm going to stay in my $7 million crib on the top of a mountain with $1 million guards around me, which still won't do shit as I do anything I want. You know what I mean? And they're like, okay, that sounds good. You can leave jail. Anybody else, they'd be like, yo, could I stay at my mama's house? Fuck no, nigga. Stay your ass in jail. So again, there is some privilege being rich and famous, but there is also disadvantages. The disadvantage is that they want to parade you around to be like, we found him. He guilty, y'all. So this was a bullshit case. Never should have been brought versus Alec Baldwin, right? The prosecutors heard from everybody that interviewed, yo, Alec Baldwin didn't know there were real bullets in there, right? All he did was take the gun like he's taken many times from the person who handles the gun on a set, and he did what he does. You get what I mean? He's thinking it's not a real gun. They still chose to charge him because it's a big media thing. And what happened is he got the greatest lawyers, and they applied belt to ass to them prosecutors. And God damn it, the prosecutors agreed. This is sidebar. I fuck with Jesse Weber. I gotta do some shit with you, my nigga. Like, I fuck with you. So this is him explaining a bit. He's probably gonna explain the same thing.
At Harbor Freight.
I'm not trying to drag this either. We're gonna get into a different topic after this.
That apparently a witness came forward during the course of Hannah Gutierrez Reed's trial, but then went to the sheriff's office after her trial, that he had ammunition that he says was relevant to the case, ammunition that he says could be matched up to the ammo, the actual ammo that killed Helena Hutchins. And the allegation put forward by the defense was it was buried by law enforcement. It was buried by the prosecution because it was put in a separate file. It wasn't even listed as part of the Rust case evidence. And the defense said, this is totally unfair that this wasn't disclosed to us. And yesterday, during cross-examination of this crime scene technician, they asked her about this. And today, the prosecutor, Carrie Morrissey, decided to take the stand and talk about her involvement in this ammunition. But you know what's so interesting about it, Dave? It's not even, I would say, a significant issue in Alec Baldwin's legal case, right? Because he wasn't charged with bringing live ammo to the set or loading the weapon.
We don't even know who brought the live ammo. Now, the state is suggesting it was Hannah Gutierrez Reed, the armorer, who messed up and accidentally brought live ammo. Alec Baldwin was not charged with intentionally trying to kill anyone. He wasn't charged for knowingly having live ammo, he was charged with being careless with the gun. You shouldn't point a gun that you even believe is not loaded and pull the trigger. And that's why the prosecution said, well, this other stuff is not relevant. That's why we didn't report it to the defense. And the defense and the judge said that it's not up to prosecutors to decide what is relevant and what is not. And then when they found out that law enforcement had this information, had this ammunition, and deliberately put a different case number on it, that's where I think this thing went off the rails.
So you believe the prosecution made a serious mistake here? They should have turned this over to the defense. I don't know when the defense, by the way, found out about this information, because if they found out about it a while ago, shouldn't they have brought this up before trial?
Yeah, I mean, it was mentioned during cross-examination, but it's not clear whether that's when they learned about it or that.
They got a private investigator, man. They got a private investigator. They probably offered a bunch of money. Somebody who was on that set, like, I don't even know if they're still making that movie or not. Somebody probably got some bread and be like, yo, let me tell you the truth about this shit. Yo, that person brought the live ammo. I got some of it too. I went to the cops and the cops filed it. Yeah. It's all good. All right.
Very derogatory names. And you can't have a prosecutor show that kind of bias, right? You could say.
And the judge, one of the reasons why the judge decided hey, let's end this thing. I don't know. And I think we'll know more as the days progress. You know, we're doing this video right after the verdict here, right after the dismissal, and it's all very shocking. And I think there's going to be more ramifications because this is not supposed to happen. If there was a problem, it should have been just dismissed without prejudice, redo it. But here, the judge is punishing the prosecutors.
Yeah. Again, so without prejudice means that they could redo the case and submit what was admitted, but they're punishing the prosecutors to say, y'all can't redo the case. So big fuck up on the prosecutor side.
And to be clear, I think it also was because during cross-examination of Carrie Morrissey, the prosecutor, Alex Spiro pointed to a series of communications where she was calling Alec Baldwin.
Wait, Alex Spiro was his lawyer? That's the nigga who worked with Roc Nation. He Illuminati. I ain't gonna lie to you. Oh, shit. Jay-Z gave him his lawyer. Yeah. Alex Spiro be spanking shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. This nigga definitely Illuminati.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Like,
that's fine.
Yo, if you want to kill a nigga on camera and get away with it, you gotta get this nigga right here. Alex Spiro. Straight Illuminati. Oh, this isn't walking out of court? Yeah, this is Alex Spiro right here. He Roc Nation, yo. Yo, at first, they gave Bobby Shmurda this nigga, and then once they realized that Bobby was gonna be finished when they got out, they took him off and gave him Kenneth Montgomery. I ain't gonna lie to you, and I fuck with Kenneth Montgomery. He's good, but still, this is the Illuminati lawyer right here. Facts. Look up Alex Spiro, Bobby Shmurda. Yeah, that nigga was telling Bobby was looking sad as hell. That nigga was like, yo, bro, don't you worry. Jay-Z just gave me the word. If you sign with Roc Nation, you won't do a day in jail. You just got to sign the contract. He explained the contract right here. Sign on the dotted line. You're going to sign the Roc Nation Sports. You know what I mean? Nigga, you got some type of talent. You threw the hat in the air. Nobody ever seen the hat again. That's never been done. You could be in the circus. You could be in the league. You just got to sign this contract. And I think Bobby told him, nigga, I ain't signing that. And he said, all right, I'm getting off of this case. Bobby did 7 years. That's it. That's how it went. I'm telling you. That's how it went, bro. This is the Illuminati lawyer right here, bro. Look, I'm telling you. Alex, yo, play this. This nigga been spanking shit so much, nigga. I remember lawyers' names. That's why I be like when I was looking at that chick for Boosie and I say she bad, like I gotta remember her name now. Yo, Alex Spiro, 21 Savage. Nigga, this nigga got arrested by ICE. Jay-Z gave him this nigga. The next time you heard about that nigga case, he's a citizen. That ain't Illuminati shit. The nigga got arrested by ICE for being illegal. He got arrested by ICE for being an illegal. It said, I'm gonna show you the article. Jay-Z hires attorney to help 21 Savage. The next time you heard about that nigga rapping about, I got my green card, I'm lit, I'm chilling. You're like, what? Nigga, I know a couple Mexicans who got locked up. When ICE said they were illegal, man, they sent them niggas back to Guatemala. Like, them niggas ain't in zone 6. The hell out of here. Look, Jay-Z hired attorney Alec Baldwin to assist 21 Savage. Case over. Illuminati. I'm telling you, bro. Illuminati shit. Look, Jay-Z even put this out. The arrest and detention of 21 Savage is an absolute travesty. His U visa petition has been pending for 4 years in addition to being a successful. Yo, he put his lawyer on this, man. Shit. Look, attorney Alec Baldwin working to free 21 Savage. This is the next headline you saw. Look. Look. 21 Savage, lawful permanent resident of the United States. Yo, that nigga good. That nigga good. Yo, how you get locked up about to get deported, and the next thing we hear is that you're legal. Yo, that's good. That's good. Shit. Yeah, even Drake revealed that nigga got a green card. Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about, man. You remember when they gave 21 Savage the Illuminati decision. They said, for this green card, Jay-Z told us all he needs from you got to go be, just like how we got Meek as a spokesperson for reform. They said 21 Savage had to go do the immigration interview. This nigga looked like they had this nigga.
He sat down with ABC.
They put this nigga on with bifocals and George Stephanopoulos, whatever that nigga name is.
He was being held in.
Look how Savage showed up to the motherfucking interview. Look, look.
Team to get him out of the detention center.
Savage don't understand no word in here. He said, "Bravo, could you get me some tea and crumpets in it?" You don't know one word they're saying around here, man. The Illuminati ritual happening. Nah, Savage, my nigga. I'm playing around. My boy. You know, I'm an immigrant too. Like, this is jokes, my guy. But still, yo, once the Illuminati motherfucking Alec Baldwin, Illuminati, bro, Illuminati. I'm telling you, dog. I'm trying to get cool with him. You get in trouble, that nigga gonna get you out of everything.
And keep him in the country. Walk us through February 3rd, just a few hours before Super Bowl is about to take place here in Atlanta. Savage.
Yeah.
Sounds like this.
Yeah.
To understand.
Yo, a part of 21 Savage's Illuminati ritual, was that he gotta take 1,000 selfies, nigga. They told him, you looking too tough online, you gotta take 1,000 selfies. He been still trying to work it off. I ain't gonna lie, my boy's still trying to work it off. He's still trying to work it off, my nigga. They told him he gotta take 1,000 selfies, nigga. That's how he gonna. Yo, they was gonna ask for his soul, but they said we don't need your soul, nigga. We just need you to take 1,000 selfies, nigga. That's it. 1,000 selfies. You feel me? My boy been taking selfies ever since. Nah, I'm playing, bruv. I'm playing. It's a joke, bruv. It's a joke. All right. Anyway, yeah. As soon as I seen Alec Baldwin, I'm like, oh shit.
Baldwin, very derogatory names. And you can't have a prosecutor show that kind of bias, right? You could say, look, we're prosecuting a case against him. We think the evidence is strong against him. But if you're alleging that all they're going to do is hide evidence and bury evidence and do whatever they need to prosecute Alec Baldwin, and you're calling him names, I think that's what also led the judge to dismiss this case with prejudice, that this entire prosecution is tainted.
It's a fair point. Now, were both prosecutors calling him names, or was it just the head prosecutor?
I think it was just Carrie Morrissey.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, also, it looked like the prosecutor.
Want to hear how crazy this got?
Tell me.
One of the lead prosecutors, not the one who took the stand, Morrissey. Yeah. One of the other, the one who gave the opening statement, quit today.
What?
Why? Guess what? This almost never happens. This prosecutor wants to be heard enough that she's coming on TV right after this happened. Erlinda Ocampo Johnson joins us now.
Wait, the prosecutor in the case of Baldwin quit and is doing an interview the same day?
Thank you so much for taking the opportunity.
Hi, Chris.
First, let me give you a chance to respond what was said about you. Another member of the team said you left the team because you didn't like that this Brady hearing was public.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I left because I learned about this evidence when the public learned about it yesterday, late afternoon. As I don't know if you're aware, I actually came on this case kind of late in the game. I came on.
Oh, she's snaking her coworkers or former coworkers. She's basically saying, I'm not banging with the prosecutors no more because, yeah, I was on the team, but the information that the judge said we hid, I never hid none of that shit. I just found out with y'all. So they hid it from me too. So she about to go to another, county or something like that and get another job. That's just how it goes. Musical chairs as usual. So she's speaking out like, oh, no, I don't deal with corruption. She's the Karen for the Karens, okay? She's the Karen for the Karens. She's like, what? Wait, the prosecutors are corrupt, not me. I'm out of here. I'm not corrupt.
On the case towards the end of April. So I had to get up to speed. I was not involved in the Hannah Gutierrez case at all. And so I was not aware that this individual had taken this ammunition to the sheriff's department and provided it to the officers. I learned all of that yesterday when Mr. Spiro was cross-examining the crime scene technician. So I inquired some more. And this morning, when the motion hearing began, my position was during the lunch hour, before the lunch hour, during the lunch hour, we have an obligation as prosecutors. We have an obligation not only to the people, but to the defendant. Mm-hmm. And our obligation is to make sure that all the evidence is turned over. We don't get to decide what the defense is going to be.
Damn, you never see this. Imagine a cop. Imagine a cop, say a bunch of cops pull over, they think it's a drug bust and they end up killing a guy. It wasn't shit there. And one of the cops quit immediately and say, y'all know, I wasn't with the fuck shit that them niggas did. Them niggas did kill that man and I wasn't a part of it. And I'm here to talk about them killing that man. You never see this. So you never see a prosecutor dime out the other prosecutors, basically saying, yeah, they're the crooked ones. I'm good.
Our job is to ensure transparency and to ensure that the defendant has everything that the prosecution has gathered. What they do with it, that's up to them. Go ahead.
Two things. One,
sure.
The better minds that I bring on the show, because what do I know, were very impressed by your opening. They felt that you had good command and that you made a very strong case.
Yeah.
Did you believe that Alec Baldwin should be found guilty?
I did. I believed the evidence that we had. I had no idea that there was this other evidence that had not been turned over. That there were some actions that were done during the filming, and there was some recklessness. I did based on the evidence that was available. But my job is not to get a conviction, it's to put the evidence before a jury. That's how I saw my job, is to put all this evidence before the jury and let the jury decide. But once things start, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I want to hear you. But once things what?
So once I learned that this evidence was not turned over, that it was there.
Yo, chat, I ain't gonna lie to you. She looked more crooked by even coming out. Yo, first of all, everybody knows the blue code of silence. Cops pick up for other cops. You know what I mean? So if she's trying to snitch on the prosecutors and she a prosecutor, either she more crooked than them or she not about to be a prosecutor again, which now I believe her. I believe her then. But I don't believe, you know how many people they probably wrongly sent to jail? Come on, man. You know how many poor people that don't have, crazy money for private investigators to go poke the bear in Hornet's Nest and figure this out and figure that out? Come on, bro. She knows she done sent a couple niggas to jail who probably didn't belong there. Now she's over here acting like, no, we have this due diligence to the people who we're prosecuting. You're a prosecutor. You get promoted if you win the majority of your cases or get people to plead guilty. You don't get no promotion if you motherfucking tell the person you're about to send to jail, oh, you know what? We really got no case. So like I'm calling cap on this.
It was under a different case number, and my obligations, my ethical obligations as a prosecutor. Now, keep in mind, I've been a prosecutor. I was a state.
Now, granted, what she's saying is right though. Like there's an ethical part of the job, but bruv, everybody is in these jobs trying to get by. Like these people, like, you know what I mean? It's the decision was already made in the office. So that DA's office say we're gonna prosecute. She's on the team. She's doing the opening statements. I'm saying if she was really on this ethical shit, she would have crossed her T's and dotted her fucking I's. By the way, this info didn't only come up then. Apparently, there's another person whose name is Hannah Gutierrez, who's the person who was the armor. They had some court hearings, and this info kind of came out. She didn't do her due diligence. She's just doing it now because Alec Baldwin team hit them with the gotcha niggas. Anyway, all right. I know some of this might be boring to y'all, so let's not keep like watch.
So Alec Baldwin, you feel me? He beat the case, man. I'm happy for him. You know, the whole situation is sad. I don't think Alec Baldwin should be the one getting sued, but like I feel like the family of the girl who died, they should sell like the production, whatever production company was like doing the movie. And I have a real did the movie even come out? Like, I don't remember the movie at all, but her family should definitely sue the production company because they shouldn't have had live bullets on set in the first place. You feel me? And I heard they were saying, oh, he knew there were live bullets inside the gun. It's like, how can anyone prove that? He's an actor on set. So, hey, man. It's getting really, really critical. It's the main thing I gotta say. It's getting really critical. We just gotta wait and see how everything goes. Pray for the best for everybody, for him. My condolences go out to the family. And yeah, it's your boy Big Act News, and I'm out.